Funds have been committed to almost 16,000 stimulus projects across Canada, of which 12,000 have already begun or have been completed, creating employment and building essential infrastructure for the future. And like the Civic Centre I mentioned being built in my own riding, Mr. Speaker, as excited as we get about big infrastructure projects, we also can't forget the other parts of the Economic Action Plan. Tax cuts let Canadians keep and spend their own money, and tax credits like the home renovation tax credit spurred economic activity. Enhanced employment insurance benefits provide direct support to the Canadians who have paid into the system year after year and now face hard times. Among our key reforms is allowing self-employed workers to finally opt into the EI system. Statistics Canada announced on Monday that Canada's economy grew almost 5% in the fourth quarter of 2009, the strongest quarter in almost a decade, and a testament to Canada's Economic Action Plan. Canada, Mr. Speaker, is being well served by the plan. We can see the effects at home in Cumberland, Colchester, and the Musquodoboit Valley, just as we can from coast to coast to coast. The first year of the Economic Action Plan has seen the beginning of our economic recovery. But still, far too many Canadians remain unemployed. Now, when the plan is bearing fruit, it is time to stay on course. It is time to implement the second and final phase of the plan to safeguard our recovery and to maintain our focus on jobs and growth.
That's right.
But it is also time, as we finish implementing the Economic Action Plan, to prepare for tomorrow's challenges and also tomorrow's opportunities. We must plan to balance the budget in order to sustain Canada's long-term economic prosperity. Just as paying down the debt before the global recession gave Canada the flexibility to implement a swift and effective stimulus plan, returning to balanced budgets will help Canada emerge stronger than ever. And we must build on the jobs and industries of the future. We will keep taxes competitive and we will cut red tape. We will continue to sign new trade agreements and open new markets for Canadian goods. And we will make Canada a clean energy superpower, a leader in green job creation on the planet. I already mentioned, Mr. Speaker, the great potential in my own riding. But leadership in developing clean energy is something that is coming to characterize our entire nation. And when we get things done, Canada will emerge stronger than ever, a great place to live, a great place to work, a great place to start a business, create jobs, and grow the economy. I'd like to take this opportunity to highlight a few other measures from the throne speech that are particularly deserving of support of every member of this House. Canadians believe in the rule of law, in a justice system that delivers justice, protecting Canadians young and old, and holding those who commit crimes accountable for their actions. And while this government has passed important legislation, like the truth in sentencing reforms that came into effect just last week, it is essential that we do more and avoid repeating the delays and obstruction that have so often frustrated Canadians in the past. As just announced in the speech from the throne, our government will introduce strong new legislation to combat organized crime and ensure that life means life for people who commit multiple murders. And we will give Canada's police officers the vital tools they've asked for, investigative powers for the 21st century. But we will not continue the wasteful and ineffective long gun registry. That registry burdens only law-abiding citizens, law-abiding hunters, law-abiding farmers.
That's right.
Mr. Speaker, this government record of standing up for Canadian families is clear. I'd like to highlight that the government is reintroducing the consumer safety legislation passed by this House in the last session, but unaccountably rejected in the other place. This legislation confers vital powers to keep consumers safe, provides tools to respond quickly to unsafe products, and gives parents assurances that their children are protected from harm. It should be passed in its original, strong, and unaltered form. Mr. Speaker, we've cut taxes for every Canadian, tax-free savings accounts that let us save our money, income splitting for pensioners that gives them a well-earned break. We cut the GST by 2%, the only tax measure that reaches and helps all Canadians. And we utterly reject the opposition's musing on tax increases, and we will continue to stand up for Canadian families. Mr. Speaker, I call upon all members of Parliament to support the speech from the throne. Canadians are not asking for another election, and they expect the government to work for them, to focus not on partisanship, but on jobs and growth. This is a year of opportunity, if we act to seize the moment. The Vancouver Whistler Olympics showcased Canada to the world, and we are hosting the summits of North American leaders, the G8 and the G20, and Her Majesty the Queen of Canada will be in our nation's capital on Canada Day. This throne speech invites all Canadians from coast to coast to coast to embrace our future. And as Robert Stanfield said so memorably in 1974, we must be stable, but not static. This is our government's vision, and the foundation of this vision was laid by the Fathers of Confederation. Our nation, like Cumberland, Colchester, and the Musquedoboit Valley, is stable and far from static. We are proud of our past, and we are embracing our future. Passing the speech from the throne and the important legislation that will come from it is essential for Canada to seize the great opportunities of this year, Canada's year. Thank you.